Hi guys, welcome back to the workshop. I'm Nick Reeves and this is my boy Ewan, and in this video we're looking at the next part of the Farmyard build. So I can honestly say I can't remember where we got to in the last video, but we have made quite a bit of progress since. I say we, it's the royal we, although it's going to be Ewan's model. You haven't done much on it yet, have you?
There's not much I can do.
No, there is, but it's his choice. He hasn't really wanted to do too much. You get bored pretty quick, don't you? Yeah. Anyway, made some progress. I've got it this way up because this is where you can probably see the most progress so far. Now, I seem to remember last time we were looking at the tail end. All the formers are now in, all the side sheeting plates are now in, which you'll see better when I turn it over in a second. But I've also started to sheet up the bottom, the rear section. So in this part here, it's 1/8 birch ply because there's going to be a tail wheel. There's going to be a tail wheel screwed onto here. We've got this assembly, fiberglass tail wheel assembly from IID models. That will screw on there somehow, and then we can make it steerable off the rudder with some springs. So that just needs 2 or 3 holes drilled in it and then screwed in. Put the birch ply on because that'll get a better bite on the screws. There's not really enough space to put like blind nuts in easily, so I'm just going to use some self-tapping screws into here. I might put another doubler plate inside, but we'll wait and see. There's a gap. This is a access hatch for the elevator servos. So this will be a panel that gets screwed down because you shouldn't need to go into there on a regular basis. And then it's 1/8 sheeting. Now, I don't know how well you'll be able to see from there. I've still got some more sheeting to put on the bottom, but there's a few other things I want to do first before I get that sheeting on. So turning it over, I'll do it one way first so that you can see. Now, I can't remember if this sheeting was on last time. So the top sheeting has been put on. We've got the rudder servo cut out, framed out in quarter balsa and then sheeted over. So that's a nice tidy fit. Servo will be seen, but it'll be quite well sunken down in. The rear of the cockpit area has all been built up with the supplied laser cut parts, and the first, I think, of 2 laser cut roof panels has been put on. There will be a forward section, but that's got to go on after the forward sheeting. So moving on from that, what I've been doing is I've been trying to work on the front end, and what we've got now is in here. Again, I don't know how well you'll be able to see. You should be able to see that. Bottom and top of the engine box and the sides. The sides are still loose just now. They've just been put in as a guide for the top panel to be glued in. Sorry, the bottom panel to be glued in, because there isn't really a key way to say where that goes or how to keep it straight, so I'm using these as guides. And then I've got here, there's a firewall here being laminated up. The firewall came to me as light ply, which to my mind isn't strong enough, and Steve agreed. I've got birch ply parts made up for the firewall. Once that's all laminated up, I'll get the engine mount centered onto it and the mounting holes drilled, and then T-nuts, which is basically what I've done for this. This is again birch ply undercarriage plate drilled, and then T-nuts have been pulled through and epoxied into the back. A lot easier to do this now than when it's in the model because you can barely get into the back of it. So at least this way I can see that they're in securely. And then to go on them, we have got just a little undercarriage. I think these are 4-inch wheels, maybe 5-inch wheels. Again, I can't remember where I got them from, but things like this I pick up from like swap meets and things because they're always useful. Got a bit of bounce to the wheels, and the undercarriage has got a lot of flex, which is potentially going to be useful for heavier rivals.
See if it lands heavy.
If it lands heavy, yeah. if it lands heavy. So this will be bolted on to the undercarriage plate once it's in the model. We're going to be using 6mm or M6 nylon bolts. So in the event of an arrival which isn't quite straight, it'll rip the undercarriage off by breaking the bolts rather than ripping the undercarriage plate out. It's a lot easier to replace nylon bolts than it is to replace all the woodwork. That's the plan anyway. So it is coming together slowly. I want to get the firewall front end done, so if nothing else I can stand it up out the way on this front end. Up to now it's been very weak around the front. And again, once the firewall's in, I'm going to start going around with triangle section around different areas to strengthen up the joints, just to try and transfer the loads better. I think then the next stage after that will be looking at getting sheeting done around the front to enclose all of this, and looking at doing the wing mounting area. We haven't even started making the wings yet, but if we can do the wing mounting area, behind me I've got a box which I'm going to do an unboxing of, which will be more parts for this, hopefully, fingers crossed, which should have some wing tubes in it. So I need the wing tubes to set up the inside. There's some doublers to go in there as well, and then once that's all done I can then sheet it, and that will be very close to the fuselage being, I'm not going to say complete, but a lot closer to being done. There's still going to be lots of bits and pieces to do on it, but we might then be at the stage to actually start on the wings. I want to get this to a stage where I can put it aside, out of the way. One, so I can get on with the wings for this, but also so I can get on with other projects and use this bench space. There's some exciting times ahead for us. We've got lots of developments happening which might or might not feature on this channel. One of which, I don't think you can see it, well you might be able to see it actually. There's another Miras wing coming together. If you're interested in the Miras, I haven't done a full build series yet, but if I remember I'll put a link up here. There are some videos of the Miras kits coming together. Kits are available, details below. Look on Facebook for NGR Modelling, or Google for NGR Modelling. You'll find the website. Two different sizes, 25 and 40 size. I've got a batch of 40s coming where I've got some spare kits in that, and then I'll have a batch of 25s coming after that as well. So hopefully soon the kits will be available from stock off the shelf. But enough about that. This is the Farmyard video. So hopefully in the next video we might start on the wings. We might have this finished, close to finished. But it's certainly coming together. You're happy with it, aren't you? Mm-hmm. You don't sound very happy with it. Yeah, I think he is pleased with it.
I'm tired.
You're tired? Yeah, okay. It's getting very close to actually being able to sit it on its wheels for the first time, even if it's just loosely, which will give us an idea as to how big it's actually going to be. I've got a fair idea how big it's going to be because I've flown the Farmhand, and this is the evolution of it. It's going to seem a lot bigger as well once the cowling's on. That's going to come to about here. We've got a tailplane as well. That can all be rounded off, sanded up, almost ready to go on. I have got to have a think about the back end for how it's all going to mount up, because there's going to be like a fairing piece that goes in. So I need to think how I'm going to do that and keep it all nice and square and true. But I can worry about that when it comes to it. But yeah, if you're liking this sort of thing, give us a thumbs up below. All comments appreciated. They're all read. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. If you tick the bell, you get a notification when I put a new video up. But from me and him, I'll catch you later.